Yeah,
We here, man. E1, man.
You got
yeah,
an
big
E1 a
one.
B1, man.
You
You
got an
got E1
E1,
and
a
B1,
B1.
man.
We gonna call this thing bug out hours, man. We gonna call this shit. Since niggas think we
This
bug
definitely
outs, bro,
bug
we
out
gon'
hours.
it's bug out hours. Since niggas think niggas is bug outs, we gonna give niggas a chance to look at all this shit and go over all this information and put it to the test. Niggas can see who really the bug outs is, nigga, because ain't nothing that niggas can't prove with facts, nigga. ain't nothing, bro. But we gonna call this shit bug out hours, right? We gonna give niggas what they want and um be bug outs. And it's not in a bad way. You feel me? We want niggas to challenge the ideas if they feel like they can. That's how you refine doctrine, right? You know what I
Bro.
mean? So we just go.
Definitely.
These are going to be like little shorts that we have uh in for conversation and everything, bro. Basically, go ideas. You know what I'm saying? But since there's the community likes to think that people who think outside the box or a little aside from the things that's always being taught are bug outs. Like nigga, why not give niggas the platform or see what they want? Give niggas, you feel me? Give niggas something to talk about. Cause we got a whole bunch of breakdowns that we gonna go into. Being the brothers and I, we have a whole bunch of breakdowns we gonna go into thoroughly. But it's like cool. Why not talk about it right here? You know what I'm saying? Shalom, love you too.
Shalom, brother.
Why not talk about it right here? Right? Because now people can hear and see how we don't just come up with shit off of the top of our minds or just quote unquote lean on our own understanding. Now niggas are going to actually
You know
see how
what's
niggas
crazy, brother?
actually come with this
But
shit.
you know what's crazy, brother? We be, bro. Niggas is really backing up what niggas been saying for so long, bro.
Niggas are backing up
We're backing it up,
everything.
so it really shouldn't be no problem. You feel me? Like we literally is backing up what the camps have told us. You feel me? The camps told me out their own mouth, you're not gonna be able to pinpoint Israel. It could be a white person walking down the street, and he could
Mm-hmm.
be Israelite. Okay, we proving that's right.
What's
You
up,
feel
Barack?
me? You know what I mean? Same thing with
It's because they
like
don't
bro, just
agree with
all
the
down the line, everything that
methodology,
the camps
bro.
been talking, we just proven it. So it really shouldn't be no issue.
It's because niggas don't be agreeing with the methodology, bro. Niggas
Yeah,
is
niggas
not,
think
you
it
feel
gotta be
me?
one way, and it don't gotta be just one way. You feel what I'm saying?
Niggas just
Uh,
think it gotta be the one West way.
niggas are stuck on. Bro, when somebody leaves a foundation for you, it's called a foundation for a
Thank
reason. When you
you.
do it a foundation, you build upon it.
Because I was just
If you
about to
don't
say
build
the
upon it,
real.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead, brother.
No, I was just gonna say if you don't build upon a foundation, that's all it stays. It's just a bunch of beams and posts. It doesn't become a
Yeah.
full building. And that's what niggas are like, you feel me? Niggas don't want to build upon the foundation. They want to, oh yeah, hey, the elders did this. Hey, they let's just leave it where the elders is. No, the elders would have wanted you to
To
build
further
on.
the information.
Yeah, bro. The same
That's
way
the
that
real
Niggas
they
just
had
thing,
the
want to
let's
be
go.
information further to
stagnant,
them.
bro. Niggas just want to be stagnant. They want to be lazy, man. You
Nah, the
feel
thing
me?
is, niggas are scared. Niggas are scared to be the odd man out. I'm gonna keep saying it. I always say it. Niggas are preaching to be about Jesus and being that odd man out, that black sheep, but niggas are scared to be that odd man out and that black sheep. Niggas don't want to be the person to be like, oh, well, hey, maybe things is this way, because the community always ostracizes those niggas before hearing them
Yeah.
out. How many
Hey,
niggas have quote unquote lost an argument before anybody ever heard their side out? How does that work? How did I lose if you don't know shit about my side?
Exactly.
Like, come on,
look,
man.
hey, look, little bro. Tell me why we think that we found the tribe of Dan yesterday.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, where?
Oh yeah, bug out hours. Let's start it.
Let's start it, bro.
Let's get
So
it cracking, man.
this is how it started, bro. So our brother, you feel me, Pexter, man. He's our Mexican brother who took his white DNA and found out he's a Jew, right? So now me, Miko, and him, we come from a common ancestor group, right? Called the Bafour people. You following? So
The
now,
bow, the what? The bow. How you spell that, John?
Bafour,
All right, but
Like the Balfour Declaration.
okay,
but without the L.
Yeah,
okay.
without the L.
So our brother Manny, right? He on the phone talking about when did the Bafour come into Africa? which was a great question. I said, great question. You feel me? So we rereading. We seeing that the Balfour, you feel me, didn't come into Africa till about 2,000 years ago. So what does 2,000 years ago line up with? That lines up with 70 AD to follow the Jewish temple, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
we would
Mm-hmm.
postulate that we are Jews, right? So the reason why we did that was to see if we were the tribe of Dan, because Dan left, you feel me, during the time of Judges. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Uh-huh. Exactly. You want me to bring
So,
that out and read that
all right, hold on.
for the
Where it's
for
at?
the oh I'll get it. I'll bring it out and read it
Okay. Yeah, read
um
that.
for the recording. Let me get that real quick.
This shit
Y'all need
crazy
me to
though,
bring
brother.
out
Just
precepts too.
follow
I got
along.
y'all.
Actually, yeah, can you do it for me? Because my other Bible up in the house. Actually, I
What
might
is
have it.
it? Judges what?
Go to Judges 19 and I think verse 27.
Alright, but Judges 19.
Oh, yep, I got my Bible right here.
So no more. Judges 19:27. And it reads, and the children of Israel inquired of Yahweh.
Oh wait, no,
For,
not that one, not that one. Slock, I got you right now. I got you right now. So I'm finna open mine up right now. It is Judges 19 and
so like I was reading 20 and 27.
okay. What is 19 and 27 say? That
It
might be the
says,
one.
and her Lord rose up in the morning and opened the
Nope,
doors of the house.
got you right here. Nope, I got you. The Book of Judges. My bad, y'all. Book of Judges, chapter 19. Let me see. Let's see.
Judges
Joshua.
19 is about the concubine.
Well, not just uh 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 not
The
just that.
concubine?
Oh yeah, my bad, brother. I meant to say was it Joshua 19? Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, it might have been I think I meant to say Joshua 19. Let me see. Joshua right here, Joshua 19 and 40, Salakia. All right,
Called.
this is the book of Joshua, not chapter 19, verse 40, right? It says, "And the seventh lot, why did we learn about this? And the seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families. And the coast of their inheritance was Zorah and Eshtaol and Ir Shemesh and Shalabin and Ajalon and Jephlah." I'm gonna just skip to the point. Verse 47. And the coast of the children of Dan went out too little for them. So basically, the coastline that Dan had was it was pretty much like that northern part of Israel on the coast. Like it was right next to the water, right?
Called.
It says, and the coast of the children of Dan went out too little for them, meaning that their lot was too small for them.
Yeah.
Therefore, the children of Dan went up to fight against Lashem and took it and smote it with the edge of the sword and possessed it and dwelt therein and called Lashem Dan after the name of Dan their father. So, yeah, verse 48. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families, these cities with their villages. When you look at this geographically, they took it upon themselves to go up north, right? They went up right, like literally right above what would have been the last lot of the north part of Israel, right? And they took that land from some Hamites on their own. Like the Lord didn't tell them to do that. They went up and did that shit. And then you see up in Ezekiel, you see them trading back and forth in the Aegean Sea coast in Eastern
All right.
Europe
All
with
right.
Japheth.
Now let me go back with the story now, since you
Yeah,
brought that up.
yeah,
All
Salakia,
right,
go ahead.
so we still trying to postulate Dan, right? So we following the E lineage. You feel me? We saying, okay, so was there any separate E lineage, because they would have been E carriers at that time? Because remember, the Q carriers are the select males that went through that bottleneck of going through Arsareth. So
Right,
the
right.
northern kingdom that was in the land would have been E carriers along with us. So with that
Mm-hmm.
being said, we're trying to find E carriers that came into Africa before 2,000 years ago, but we can't
Mm.
find it. So we looked, where else? Where's the E spurt come from the Levant? Well, We look at the time of the judges, right? When the Danites left, they left around
1300 BC to 1100 BC.
we
You
gave
know,
50 years, give or take, for niggas to settle, because we know how niggas do.
You
You feel
skipped
me?
out, brother. You skipped out a little bit.
Oh, okay. So 1150 BCE, right? Now, we see that there was a migration of out of the Levant region around what time? 1150 BC, brother.
Ooh wee. Ooh
Now,
wee.
what subclade was this? EV13, brother. And guess where did they go? The Aegean Sea. That was the first. We have all the articles. We got, I ain't gonna lie, I sent the family DNA thing that has all the skeletons that was first found at EV13 in Europe. And it was, amongst the Aegean Sea. So where are
Salakia
these
too.
people now? These people are in Albania. These people are in Greece. And we also have scripture to back that up also, because in what book was that, Miko? In the Apocrypha, where they say that the Spartans, the Macedonians, were our
Second
brothers.
Maccabees.
However, they
That's
didn't
second Maccabees. Yep.
specify, huh?
That's second Maccabees.
Yes. And however, they didn't specify how they were our brothers, but those were the tribe of Dan.
Yeah.
They said
So
that
we
they
found
were
them,
from
brother.
the. They said that they were brothers to us from Abraham, right? And
Yeah.
just to add a little bit of history, right, for people don't know, okay, why or how did we come up with the conclusion that Japheth uh and their haplogroup is the one that's like in Eastern Europe, right? Well, it's the same thing when we were even learning in One West that the Japhites were originally the Grecians before the Grecians became the Grecians. That word, even Grecian,
The Etruscans and the Minoans, basically.
yeah, they were already inhabiting that land before the name Greece or Greek even was a thing. Greece in Grecian or Grecia was made in 325 BC, and the Romans had called us that, right? So
Mm.
during the time now, mind you, these Romans, this was even before Alexander's influence of taking over underneath his father Philip, right?
Mm-hmm. And let me
This
clear
is
this up.
before
We're
that.
not saying that Alexander was a Danite. You feel me? He's most postulated to be a J2 carrier. He's a Edomite. You
Yeah,
feel
he's an
me?
Edomite.
Um, However, the Danites were deep, you feel me, in the mainland of the Balkans and the mainland of Greece. You feel me? And these are the areas that you can still find these people today, in amongst Sicily and in
Uh huh.
the southern parts of Italy. You can still find these people there today. And then when you look up these people, bro, you look up these cultures, you type in Albania's, bro, they wearing fringes, you feel me? They ain't never
Right.
had no peace. You feel me? Ain't been
But
no
Nick, but
peace over there. The people are being oppressed. You feel me? Like, we found our people. Just because they don't look like how we want to look, man, the
exactly
DNA don't lie. They go
that
back to the same daddy. You
that's
feel me?
where
And they
it gets
came in at a
people.
certain time.
That's where it gets people because notice when niggas disagree, none of their disagreements have to do with if these people culturally act like us or if they have a direct descendancy to our lineage. Everybody's disagreement is how these niggas look, not
And you know what?
understanding.
To me, this
We're,
explains why the Greek writing is like Hebrew too.
it is definitely it's an off branch of it. The Japhites more than likely created that system of writing.
Hmm. And at the time of Joel, and I looked this up too, because people are going to be like, "Oh, it says sold them to the Grecians." You feel me? And you know what I mean? But it's not talking about the tribe of Dan. The tribe of Dan, you feel me? We didn't get sold to. You feel me? We
Mm.
got sold to the J2 carriers who were the rulers. And if you look up the people or the Greeks that were found in Israel around that time, what were they called? The Secludians, or if I'm not mistaken, or some shit like that.
Seleucid, so,
The
Seleucid,
the
or however you pronounce
Seleucians,
it.
they were J2 carriers. You feel me?
Now this is the cold part, bro. To go back to the thing about the Japhites, right? Genesis 10, when you go into the Hebrew Genesis 10, where it's talking about Japheth and the land of his inheritance, when you go into Hebrew, it says word for word in the lexicon the Aegean Sea coast, and that consists of Greece, Rome, and pretty much the southeastern part of Europe, the southeastern part. So that's right above Israel, right? It takes a month for us to even get there. It takes you a month. Back in that time, like walking, it would take you at least a month to get from Israel to Rome or Greece,
Mm-hmm.
specifically Rome. But yeah, bro, that's how we know. Because when we go into you go into Genesis and it talks about Japheth and it tells you where his inheritance was be. God gave Japheth the Aegean Sea coast in Eastern Europe, and they spread out. The thing about that is that what was I finna say? I was finna land a point with that. Oh, when you look at the Y haplogroup of the oldest people, it'll tell you in Eastern Europe, it'll tell you like I, G, you feel me? And then later on, way like not way down the line, but a couple centuries down the line, then you see R show up. So even
Mm-hmm.
science tells you, and history tells you, white people weren't in Greece first. It correlates with the
Hey,
Bible.
hey, Miko, this the killer, little bro. What's the tribe of Dan's animal?
Damn, I forgot the tribe of Dan's animal.
They
Ain't it
got
like,
two animals. They got two
But what's
animals.
their main animal? It's the snake.
It's the snake,
oh
nigga.
yeah, con. It is a snake. I just looked it up.
It is the snake, or and the other symbol for them is the you know how when you go to court it has those weights on both sides.
Yeah.
That's where that shit comes from in the judicial system.
Hey,
The
but
weights
look,
on
check
both
this
sides.
out.
They judges
Check this out. So the bulk of the
sleeping.
EV-13 carriers are in the Albanias, right? When you look
Uh
up the Albanian culture, bro, the snake is a representation of their ancestors, bro.
Oh, that's interesting.
EV-13.
yeah, bro. It get it get deep, bro. And the cold part is when people like see or hear this stuff, just like we had to do. Brothers gonna have to play catch up because of how far ahead uh things already are. Uh, it get deep, bro. Let me see if the brother. Hold on. He about to come back on.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but yeah, I was saying the snake is a symbol of their ancestor in their spirit of home.
Hmm.
You feel me? And they're large EV-13 carriers. They wear fringes. You feel me? Like this shit crazy.
Shout out to the brother Eliel. How you pronounce it in the English transliteration or the English rendition? Um, yeah, man. Like he said, when you look at the tribe of Dan, they left a lot. Well, they were like a people that would leave their name and impression everywhere. Scandinavia, right? The Danins, you feel like
Hmm.
they they put
Danube,
their mark,
Dublin was named after them.
brother. Dublin. What does Dub mean again? Black, dark.
And exactly.
Dublin.
And before that, it was called Danube.
What does Lynn even mean? I'm guessing it has something to probably do. It might translate to something like land or something, maybe not. But Dublin, right?
Hmm.
Remember when we were talking about Britain,
And you
the
see,
people of the
and you
covenant?
see exactly. But check this out, brother. You feel me? In medieval times, early medieval times, you see the entrance of EV-13 in that area, and then that's what that same time frame is when it was
Hmm.
first named Danube. You feel me?
Listen, man. Hey, shalom to you, brother. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, you, man. And I still remember, we had that Airbnb together and everything, man. I hope you're doing good, man. I hope you and yours is doing good, bro. Um. We all striving for the truth, regardless of brothers' differences and all this camp stuff. I want to let that be made known and clear, bro. Because at least I ain't on that camp banging stuff, and I ain't really even part of the community. We just trying to
Yeah,
strive for the
this shit
truth and
real
get it out
life.
to people, bro.
This shit ain't no camp shit, bro. This ain't no, you feel me? This shit
You're not
real
the
life.
stuff that you hearing. You're not gonna hear from the camps, and we're not pulling out our ass. We're going to books and actual sources, not just Wikipedia. We're going to actual documented historians. And the cool part is, brother, the main nigga that we going to prove what we saying is the main nigga that One West also subscribes to. Josephus is saying all the shit that we're saying. You know what I'm saying? Josephus is saying this shit. We just want brothers to get the missing pieces to everything, because now it's seeming like we're finding the missing pieces. We're going into the lines that other people went into, Negro onlys, all this, that, and the third. But
This is making me
it's
believe that the sea peoples that we were looking at around the same time were the tribe of Danites. Now,
no. Remember, I told you it was it. Well, not I don't want to say I told you, but remember when I was mentioning months ago that it was multiple people called seafaring tribes. You had people that were multiple seafarers, which were people that just sailed the sea.
yeah,
Naphtali
because
knew
I
how
just
to.
remember it tied them to the Aegean Sea, and that would have been around the same time that they
Do it.
was
The
going into the
Assyrians knew how
Aegean
to
Sea.
do it. I I appreciate you saying that, brother. Uh, because I was hoping that that's the way you felt. Things got misconstrued when everything happened the way it happened, and it wasn't. It wasn't. I'm not gonna go into that with this life, but it wasn't supposed to happen that way. Nothing was supposed to be a challenge to One West or our doctrine. It was everything was coming from a good place in the heart, bro, because of something niggas was studying and questions that were asked to me that I'm like, nigga, I've been following a certain doctrine for 6 years, and now you tell me I can't answer this nigga's question? Like, you feel me? Niggas start noticing things, but that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, Dan, man, we know who Dan. I'll say for sake of argument, we know who Dan is more than likely. And when I say more than likely, I mean strongly on that.
Yeah, we strongly postulating that that branch from our same paternal branch that came into Europe around that same time as the tribe of Dan. Why wouldn't it be?
Hmm.
You feel me?
I
Uh,
appreciate that too, brother. Hey, that's the thing. You gotta be willing to challenge, because the truth is universal, and that's what brothers forget. We got into what'd you say, D? We came into the truth with an open mind, and a lot of brothers leave out it with a closed mind, or they continue it with a closed mind once they think
yeah,
they
like
got
they just
everything.
stopped. You feel me? Like to me,
But
as
mm-hmm.
soon as I heard things, I wanted to know more. I wanted to dig deep
Mm-hmm.
because if you really have faith in something, you feel me, then it shouldn't scare you to dig deep. You feel me? I live in the rabbit hole. You feel me? Like
Brothers,
you know, I didn't have many times where I called you like, bro, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm doubting all types of different shit. You feel me? Like, nigga,
exactly.
you feel me?
I don't
Like,
know. I don't know what brothers call it in other camps, but brothers want to just stick to the 5 points,
but the,
and it's
yeah,
millions of videos out there on that 5 points, and it's like, what
it's so
new
much
are
shit
we
to learn
bringing to
about,
our
bro.
people?
It's so
Niggas don't.
much shit to learn.
Before I met this brother right here, most niggas can't tell you the history of Africa, or where they even go back to, or who they come back to, or even how the Israelites that we call are Africans, how they're Africans. Most niggas can't do that. And that's the
Exactly.
shit that's the stuff. Let me stop cussing so much because this gonna go up. That's the stuff that has to we if we're gonna be trying to debate scholars like Michael Brown and stuff in the Israelite community, everybody's clapping and applauding. Oh yeah, you smashed that white boy, blah blah blah. But on a universal, we don't want to just be capitalizing and being in the Israelite community. The truth is universal. The whole world should be like, oh yeah, I can't disagree.
The cold
Not
part
just
about it, huh?
Israelites.
Yeah, exactly. And the cold part about it, bro, niggas be scared to like dig deep. You feel me? But the more you dig deep, the more it proves us right because we really is the
Exactly.
children. You
You
gotta really
can't be
believe that in
scared.
your heart, bro. Like if you really feel like if you really feel like you are the children, a part of the children, bro. The more you dig, is to prove that you are. You feel
Exactly.
me? And it does.
The Lord said, or paraphrase it, right? The Bible said, the truth shall set you free, right? The truth, the truth shall set you free. Everything that you come across that you don't understand, you shouldn't be like, oh, that's the white man, the enemy made that. So, like, nigga, you ain't even look into it. The enemy was telling the truth about you, nigga. Like
Exactly.
the
You
enemy
feel me?
was
Like
the
you do
enemy
not
tells you
look
you're an
into
Israelite.
bro, because the enemy will tell you that your paternal line, which is father's father, dominated the Levant region all the way up into the Bronze Age, all the way up
That's
into the Iron Age.
that's what blew
Dominated
me
it though.
about the DNA stuff. Cause remember, brother, I wasn't believing it for a minute. That was what was blowing me. I was like, hold on, nigga, these niggas actually telling the truth. Wait a minute.
Hmm.
I ain't looking to the rest of this. They telling
Hmm.
you you can Google it right now as what is the more what Y haplogroup more than likely is the descendants of the actual ancient Israelites. They're not gonna tell you the white man. They're going to say E, the West Africa, the niggas in West Africa and Angola and spread out through Africa. Like they're gonna tell you it's us.
They're gonna say J and E.
But you
That's those
know,
two ones that's gonna pop up. You feel me? But we know that J
J and
aligns
E
with
exactly.
Esau. Hmm.
That still
And E
follows
is
the
us.
biblical timeline.
Hmm.
Still follows the biblical timeline. And if you really think about it, they say a J and E, and it still makes sense because one of us
Hmm.
is imposters.
Yep,
Like,
exactly. It all makes sense, bro. They make sense that they can't find a fossil in Africa that is paternally E1B1A, which is our patrilineal lineage beyond that follow the Jewish temple. You feel me? The
both
second
Shemitic.
Roman Jewish war.
Right. You if you still up in here, brother Prince Judah, I still remember the brother, but I forgot what his Hebrew name was. Watch this, brother. If you still up, let me see what he said. He said, "Fuck the white man. Did pull a white source. Never sat right with me, which means it's truth in certain shit. Remember, Labana, Israelite gave Moses exactly gave him sound advice. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Which one Wes uses. Exactly, bro. It's a lot of times we contradict ourselves. And the thing with these debates and arguments, nigga, if I'm supposed to be a brother, everything it doesn't have to be a debate. When that situation
Exactly. We
happened,
just trying to learn the truth, bro.
when
Like,
that situation happened, I can go to my messages right now. When the whole quote unquote debate happened, the brother didn't hit me up and say, "Do you want to have a debate?" He said, "Do you want to have a discussion? Do you want to talk about it?" We were supposed to be talking and sharing ideas, but he set up, which I already knew, he set up a debate on some clout shit, which is okay, which is fine, because I still didn't feel embarrassed at the end of the day, because niggas know what they know. Niggas sitting outside for a whole year looking at the moon. I know what the fuck I know. Half niggas ain't did that shit, but the this is called bug out hours, brother. How about we bug you out real quick, right? Yeah, Dare die. That's right, Dare die. My brother Dare die. Brother Dare die. How about we bug you out real quick, brother? Now watch
there,
this.
dog. What's happening, man?
You wanna trip out real quick? You wanna trip out real quick on some easy one West shit? Go to Second Ezra's. Let's show niggas what we have in store. Go to Second Ezra's. This is bug out hours. Thank you for tuning in. Second Ezra's 13. Brother Dare die. As one Westers, where do we say Arzareth is at? Right? I'm gonna give him time to respond.
He
Guarantee you
said,
this
"Talk to me."
blows his mind. Guarantee you it blows his mind. Where do we say that Arzareth is at? And this is gonna be a prime example of how it is possible to refine your doctrine. It is okay
Hmm.
to say that we've made a mistake and we can change things.
Hmm.
Right? Watch this. Shout out my brother Top Wolf. The West Hemisphere of the Americas. Now watch this, brother Dare die. If you go to Second Ezra 13 and go to that where is it like 40 and go all the way to like 54. We say that Arzareth is the Americas and that they stopped in Arzareth. Reread that verse, right? We say that they went south into the Persian Gulf, right? And then when they went south, they went under Africa and went west, right? And that took them a year and a half. Dare die, I'm gonna tell you to do this. Reread that verse again. The first thing I'm going to ask you, right? Where does it say that they stopped in Arzareth? It said that they passed through Arzareth, and it took a year and a half to go through a country, Not the waters, not the ocean. They entered into the waters, got out, they passed through Arzif, and it took them a year and a half to go through the country. And then it says, in that land, that same region they passed through was called Arzareth. Not that they stopped there. So before we even go deeper into the Bible, Daradai, let me show you how to shut down the whole Arzareth is America theory without even opening the Bible, right? If we're going to go by the One West logic, that it took us a year and a half to get to Arzareth instead of what the text actually says, right? It took us a year and a half to get to Arzareth, right? Guess what? How long did it take Christopher Columbus to get to the Americas from Spain or Portugal, right? How long did it take him? Watch this, bro. Here's what's crazy. People been having the knowledge of selling for more than 2,000 years. So we cannot use the excuse that they didn't have that good a boast, this, that, and third. People still had the knowledge of selling. As you can see, they sailed. Um, we say it took them a year and a half to get to Arzareth, right? Going by that doctrine, right? Which we are badly misreading that text. How did it take them a year and a half to get to Arzareth sailing if it only took Christopher Columbus 2.5 months to get to the Americas? What happened there? What happened there? It's almost a 500-day difference. What happened there? How did they sail to a place, right, which it doesn't say in the text? How did they sail to a place on the other side of the earth if they did not know what the fuck it was or where it was at? Are we going to say that they just went in the water and they just went with the flow of things because the text says God showed the way, which it doesn't even say that? Because we can tell you which way they went. Either way, either way, the math ain't mathing up. It took one man 70 days to get from Spain to South America sailing. 2.5 months. But it took us a year and a half. Arzareth is not America, and it's
You want
not
me
the
to help
place
him
that they
out?
stopped at. Yeah, help them out, brother. It's not the place we stopped at.
All right. So if you actually read that verse, it says through the land, Arsarith. It doesn't say to. So basically, they were going through a land named Arsarith that was sparsely inhabited. You feel me? Now, there is a map. Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you, yeah.
Okay. I was trying to read the name on my phone, but there's a map that's out that was before Christopher Columbus, and they placed Arsarith in where? They placed Arsarith in Siberia, literally the land that's right next to Alaska. Now, people say that people always throw the Bering Strait theory in the trash and all that,
And
but if
say
you
it's
really
bug out
look,
shit,
yeah, because
which
if
we
you
did too before.
exactly, but if you really look at that area, bro, it's just like it's like the Bay Area. You feel me? It's like from Oakland to San Francisco. It's that close.
Hmm.
So for us to think that people didn't come from over there, just cross over that easy to a whole nother landmass, you feel me? And if you look at how the landmass is shaped, that is actually the one entrance that you could go to by another land.
Hmm.
You feel me?
He just
Is
dropped the verse for you. Yep, brother. It says through, and what I want you to do too is read it in the GNT. Read it in the GNT is going to give you even clearer. The GNT says they went farther east. Scholars, if you look up right now on Google, which direction do scholars say the Northern Kingdom actually went out of leaving out of Second Ezra? Scholars and Josephus both say they went northeast. So,
Josephus says they went literally into the Medes and not media into media. I mean, not Medes. They say that he went into media. They went into the media area. If you look up the media area, that's the Zagros and Caucasus Mountains. You
right,
feel me?
right
So
over near Turkey, right over near
exactly.
Turkey, and watch this. everybody only thinks that the Euphrates only connects south into the
No,
Persian Gulf.
no, not near Turkey, brother. My bad. That's not near Turkey. That's northwestern
Oh yeah,
Iran
yeah, north
and
near Iran.
Georgia and Uzbekistan and that area right there,
Right. I was gonna say this.
which would be the
Most people,
highway into Siberia, basically. You feel
exactly.
me?
And brother, get make sure you get familiar with geography. It's important. It's important to know layouts of land where it's at so it puts the story together for you. That most people only think that, or most especially Israelites only think that the Euphrates River only connects south into the Persian Gulf, and they think strictly the ocean when it never talks about going into the ocean. The Euphrates River, if you keep going up north, it'll go through a valley or mountains, right? Follow the Euphrates River up north, and it ends over near Turkey, right? So from there, if they would have got off the boat and went farther east into that country where no man dwelt, when you look historically, what land was inhabited during that time, which was around 650 BC? What land was uninhabited other than the Americas? The main land that was uninhabited at the time was Siberia.
That's right. That's right.
Was Siberia. And guess what? Don't think we're not gonna get the post the sources when we bring this class out. And it ain't no pseudo sources. It's not no
And we could follow
pseudo
we could follow the
conspiracies.
genetic trail too.
You can
You
follow
feel,
the genetic trail.
it's literally the same trail. You feel me? So the Bering Strait theory. Sometimes we do, y'all, have to go back to science class. You feel me? And just learn the
You got to
basics,
go back
because
to the basics.
you feel me? Because some of these basics ain't all bullshit. You know what I mean? Like Y chromosome is not bullshit. That's numbers 1 in 18. You feel me?
Hey,
Genetic bottlenecking is not bullshit. You feel me? That's
No,
the nations being. That's people being split into nations, different
so
nations,
make
and
make
becoming
sure you
different peoples.
make make sure you hear us clearly on this, brother. I'm gonna let you. My bad, D. I'm gonna let you finish because he
Oh
just
no,
asked the
you all good.
question.
Go ahead. I didn't even see. Go ahead.
We're not saying that the people are still in there. There are some of our people left in there, as the Bible states, and as Josephus stated, uh, like basically 700-800 years after that, or 600 years after that.
Con.
We're saying that Arzareth is the place that our people pass through. Arzareth is Siberia. No matter, and I'm gonna tell you like this, brother. We went through that whole, oh well, the Siberia and that's bug out shit. We went through that whole thing and then actually looked into that shit. I went through the whole Bering Strait and was like, oh, that shit's bug out shit. The Bering Strait. Look, I'm gonna show you how the Bering Strait is even true. 12 years ago, a man walked from South America all the way to Alaska. It took him 8 years. He walked from South America to Alaska straight, and it took him 8 years. When he got to Alaska, he waited. He waited for the land and for the ice and for the water that crosses over to Europe to freeze, the same way that the Bering Strait theory is. He waited for it to freeze, and it took him 2 weeks to walk across it. So we can't say that niggas can't do it anymore. That's out. That's already been proven by multiple people. Not even just that guy. It's something that has actually happened. The other thing, the main theory with the Bering Strait thing, right? They say it was a mythological people which they have history on, but not full history on, and they call them the Clovis people. When you look up what was the Clovis people called before they were named the Clovis people, they were called the Paleo Indians.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
It gets bad, bro. It gets
Mm-hmm.
it gets bad for our one West teaching.
But
But
you know
we're not
what?
saying
But
that
you
in a
know what's crazy,
disrespectful
brother? It
way.
gets good for us though. This is
It gets
all
good.
good.
It gets good because we're we can refine it because this is not conspiracy. This is no longer conspiracy. These are historical things that were said. Josephus said it in himself, the same person that we call credible. Josephus said it. So that whole Siberia thing is not a myth.
let me read
Nick.
it for you. The
Mm-hmm.
second Ezra 13. I'm gonna start at verse 44. God Most High performed miracles for them and blocked the channels of the rivers until they had crossed over. Their long journey through that
Through.
region, which is named, so the region is what it was named, Arzareth,
The
took a
region is named
year and a
Arzareth.
half.
How could it have taken a year and a half? because they're passing through that unidentified land.
That's right.
Come
They're
on.
passing through that unidentified land. He said, "Where is the tribe of Dan?" We see that Dan is largely scattered in Europe, because if you go into the book of Ezekiel chapter 27, you see them going into Eastern Europe and making trades to and fro with the Japhites. Dan is called a ruler. When you look in his prophecy in Genesis and in Deuteronomy, he's called a lion, the snake,
Hey,
the judge, and a ruler.
it's bigger than just black and Latino. You feel me?
Hmm.
It's bigger than just black and Latino, man. You feel me? Some of these people you're not just gonna be able to pinpoint just by looking at them. You know what I
But
mean? That's just the facts of,
correct.
you feel me, of the matter. You know?
But the Israelites, we are saying that the Israelites did come over here. They just passed through Arzareth and then passed through that idea of the Bering Strait and then made their way down. And we can prove that also with the Mexicans. The one of the oldest groups, which my homeboy is, he's a Tomi, which is one of the oldest Mexican groups. They are closely related in culture and in their genetics to the Siberians. They have the same exact genetics as the Siberians, and their culture and language is closely related and based off the Siberian language.
Yep.
So these aren't conspiracies that we're saying. These aren't things that we pulled out our ass or something that we just studied for a day. These are things that we put through the test and through the water for a long time. Like, okay, bro, things are connecting.
Search up the KET people on YouTube. You'll like the first thing you're gonna see is like a little short documentary on them, and they are Q carriers that stayed behind in Arcery, and they're basically talking about how they're oppressed by the Roman. I mean, not by the Romans, by the Russian government and whatnot, and the things that they go through. You feel me? As far as health, drinking, and you know,
Hmm.
funky with their brothers. But however, they talk about a story, an ancient story of them leaving or being saved by God from the stone people further south, basically saying that they came from a land where they said the stone people were oppressing them. You feel me? And
Hmm.
they left. They were shown a pathway into this land, this vast land. You feel me? Which were, which we would call Arsarit, basically. And they said that some of their ancestors kept going. We have the article for this also. They said some of their ancestors kept going and they will return later with one of their heroes. I forgot the man's name, but with one of their heroes, and he was going to bring them and all their ancestors back.
Same exact thing Second Ezra says when you
Come on,
continue to
bro.
read
Come
down,
on, man.
right? To also answer your question, if you want to look at the tribe of Dan, shout out to Eliel, shout out to the Anointed House of Saints, brothers, because I actually learned this from him months ago, and that connected into this history today. The where that word Hellenistic and Hellene come from. I remember when I first got into the truth, niggas was like, "Oh, that means they were Hellenized, like they were demonized." That word does not have anything to do with the idea of Hades or hell. That word has to do with one of the people that they conquered in what's now known as the land of Greece, right? When Dan and Judah went up into that area, uh they fought. I forgot what type of group of people they were. I don't know if they're Edomites or something, but they fought these people, and the queen of those people were called, her name was Helen. So when they conquered them, they started going by the Hellenes. And then you see, this is around like 1100 BC and stuff like that, if I remember correctly. You see 700, 800 years later, the rise of the quote unquote white Macedonians, the Edomite Macedonians, Alexander and Philip. They were actually called barbaric people. They were called barbarians, or looked at as barbarians, and lower class people by the rest of the Hellenes, by the rest of that people of Athens and all that. So they had a revolt. The you can almost call it the Macedonian revolt or Macedonian uprising, because they had took over everything that was black and um Japhetic that we were ruling as far as that area. They wiped that shit. So it's a lot of stuff that
Hey, hey, you
we
know it's
we
crazy,
weren't
and we was
taught.
reading genetic proof of that yesterday too.
Exactly. They wiped
So
that
we
shit.
gonna bring all of that out in a great class. It's probably gonna be like 3 parts, just like Judah. You
Because
feel me?
brother,
Because it's a lot to cover.
what's crazy is, well, I remember when I looked it up. They said the first oldest group. in the area of the Aegean Sea coast known as Greece, Rome, and all that, the first oldest group were I or the Japhites, right?
Yep.
IG and all that.
I2A and G2A.
When I looked up what the second oldest group was, it said R, Edom. Then when I
Mm-hmm.
looked up the third oldest group, it said E.
EV13.
Hey now, hey now.
Hey now, you're an all-star.
And these brothers did start off. I would want to say they did start off as dark and looking like us, just like the rest of us.
Oh, you can see it in
But
the art. You can see it in if you really
exactly,
look at real Spartan art, bro. They're black. It paints them as black. You feel me? There's plenty of lace or what they call lassam
Latham
yeah that are clearly African people.
That's another thing to know too, brother. Every people that we've been around, we didn't exempt extreme hatred for. We still knew how to be normal and function
Exactly.
and not be extremists. Because the Japhites we were cool with, the
Mm-hmm.
Persians we were cool with. Niggas don't learn that history. Cyrus funded our temple being rebuilt and sent us back home. Niggas don't learn that history or niggas
Mm-hmm.
overlook that shit. The Japhites and the Persians, the who would be like the Persians and the Medes, they actually helped us fight against Alexander. They had something called the Peloponnese War, where we were all three of us was fighting against Alexander. Huh. Niggas don't learn that. Why you think they're not listed in Psalms 80? What is it, 83? Why you think they're not listed in the people that were Confederate against us?
Wow.
Huh?
Wow.
That's just a theory. But why do you think they're not listed as the niggas that were Confederate against us? Because what would the point of God saying He would bless those who? Not saying that they're blessed, but throughout history, it ain't been just clear cut black and white like we think it's been or like we've been taught. This shit get
Yeah, it's
tricky,
not at
as brothers
all.
say. This shit get tricky. I'm not saying all of them are your kid folk or like they're not our enemies. I'm saying niggas more populations were diverse than we think, and niggas knew how to still be functional. We weren't walking around like how we're doing on the streets. Hey, you're gonna go to slave. Like niggas knew how to be regular people. Politics is
Exactly.
politics. Real life is real life.
Feel me?
Hopefully y'all enjoying this bug out talk, man. Hopefully it's making y'all bug out and think in a good way. We're not saying we're right, but we definitely can't prove the things that we're saying. Yeah, we just want to open the minds of our people, man. Just open the minds of our people.
Exactly, man. You feel me? Cause niggas don't gotta stay in this. You feel me? This box. You feel me? Because it's bigger than that, and you already know that. You feel me? Don't leave out things that you already knew before you got into the truth. You feel me? When you get in the truth. You know what I mean?
And we
And
don't
the
gotta
things that,
fight
and also don't leave out the things that you found out that got you into the truth. You know what I mean? Like all these
put it
things
to
that
the
I heard,
test.
I looked into and found out that it was
Mm-hmm.
real. You feel me? But only for niggas who are, you feel me, who taught me this to ignore it, you feel me, or to act like I'm bugging out. You know what I mean? When I'm
We don't
really,
gotta
They
argue
only
or
call
I'm
none
you
of
coming to
that,
bug
them,
bro.
out.
you know, I'm coming to them Jews thinking that, you feel me, that niggas gonna be like, oh yeah, you done proved that. You feel me?
Yeah,
Niggas
we
only
don't
call you bug out if it don't fit the doctrine and their
Uh-huh.
protocol they have going on.
we don't gotta argue and throw at homonyms or nothing if we don't agree either, bro. That's how we put it to the test. Like I started growing out of that shit because I'm like, bro, that's just it's
Yeah,
not
fuck a
cool, bro. It gets
debate, bro. This
nowhere.
is about really learning the truth and finding out the truth and settling on it and really and just moving forward. You know what I mean? Like niggas just that's what I don't like about debates. It ain't no common ground at the end of it. There ain't no I ain't once seen a debate where people be like, oh yup, and actually start, you feel me, might agree with somebody, you feel me, and actually start following that, you feel me, or vice versa. You get it? Like or any
It's an
type of
ego thing, man.
like that's boosie, bro. Like
That's
that's
a
really
great point. Most niggas have debates and just still stay on their side. They don't
yeah,
do
like
what the
that's
Bible says
boosie. It's
and weigh
supposed
out
to
the
be about learning.
pros and cons.
Bless you.
Thank you, my brother. Yeah, man. Shit, brother. You got any questions too, or you got anything you can teach us?
Shit,
You know
I
what I'm
ain't got
saying?
none right now.
You
No
you
cap.
probably you
Bug
probably
out
got things that you
hours.
could teach us. You know,
Like I
it don't
still
got to be
believe
nothing
that
deep.
the Danites in Ivory Coast are Dan also, but I believe those are the
Hmm
Danites that stayed with us. You feel me?
Same. I feel the same way. That's a big ass raccoon.
All right,
I
so
feel the same
bug
way.
out hours, man. Let's say something real controversial, and I debated my whole sexist marriage topic, man. I don't
Mm.
believe that shit. Sex alone makes marriage, no bad.
I haven't
All right,
looked
break
into it
down your
that deep,
stance.
but I've always just subscribed to it, to be honest, because I always felt like energy is transferred once you feel me doing that.
Nah, for sure.
Break down your stance, brother. Let's see if
And
we can come to a common ground, or just trade thoughts.
and the reason why I don't believe that sex alone makes marriage, when you lay with a woman that makes your wife, is the
Mhm.
reason why I say that is because there wouldn't be a big difference on wives and concubines in the Bible.
Is it a big difference?
It is a big difference. There's two different Hebrew words. One is pilagesh and one is ishur,
That's true. Why is it two different words?
because it's two different positions.
Well, most of the time you do see us, if I remember correctly, an Israelite sister being called a concubine. It just means like a lesser wife, like one with a lower position. But most of the times you'll see it in how people think attributed to a heathen. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
But
See, and that's another thing. I don't agree when brothers say only heathens could be concubines, because we don't see that.
well, I wouldn't subject myself to agreeing to that either. Because you see, like I said, or at least if I remember correctly, an Israelite sister being called a concubine.
Yep,
But
even Gideon's wife, I mean
if if I,
Gideon's concubine came from the tribe of Ephraim.
if I was to respectfully challenge your theory, what would you do with like the law, like Deuteronomy 21, the law of uncleanness, the law or law of adultery or fornication?
Okay. Well, Deuteronomy 22 is basically saying the
21.
same. Salakia 21 is saying the same thing as Exodus 22 about if a man seduces a virgin, he's supposed to take her to marriage. But right, I'm gonna read it in Exodus 22:16 because it's literally parallel the same thing. If a man seduce, this is in the NLT by the way. If a man seduces a virgin who is not engaged and has sex with her, he must pay the customary bride price and marry her. See, a lot of Israelites just read this part and be like, "Oh, boom, sex is marriage." But when you keep going, it cuts them. But if her father refuses, keyword, father refuses to let him marry her, the man must still pay him an amount equal to the bride price of a virgin. So even if you lay with the woman, you can't just automatically marry her. You
Can,
got to get a standby.
Mm.
can I interject?
Go ahead.
So does it state that he had laid with her before coming to terms with the father right there?
Uh, let's go back to it.
Because this is going into the law of dowry.
Hey, I
Usually
ain't
with
gonna lie.
dowry, you would approach the father before laying with the wife. I mean, laying
Yeah,
with the
because it
woman that
says
you want to be your wife.
entice. If a
It
man
says entice, right?
seduces, yeah, yeah,
If
yeah,
so,
yeah,
he's seducing her. He wants her to be with him because
yeah,
this is why I would say
Oh, because they do
when you're
that in
going
West
for
African societies too. Now that I think it's,
exactly when you
yeah.
here's the thing when you're getting ready to marry that virgin or make sure that that woman is a virgin, what do you have to do?
You gotta visit the father and you gotta pay up. You gotta pay some
What
cattle,
what
you got or
what
something, you feel me?
what else do you have to do? You got to make
Damn.
sure her cherry's not popped.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
part. That part.
So
Oh
did you
wow,
pop her
yeah.
cherry already?
It
Wow.
said the nigga popped a cherry, basically.
What enticing her?
Yeah, because it says he laid down with her.
Let me read it again for me real
Does
quick.
it
Con,
say that?
if a man seduces a virgin who is not engaged to anyone and has sex with her,
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
okay,
Wow.
good, okay.
he must pay the customary bride price and marry her. But if her father refuses to let him marry her, the man must still pay him an amount equal to the bride price of a
Damn.
virgin.
Okay, we're let me go into this chapter with you. Where's what
And
chapter is it? Exodus
Exodus
20.
22.
Okay,
16. And
let's
this is
go.
Hey,
this was the
this why I
first.
fuck with Buggout hours. We gotta do
Mm-hmm.
more of these.
This is the first
We
trip.
go. Hey, nigga, we get it. We get it. It's a lot of niggas coming in here. This was a good idea
I mean,
because it's gonna get out. Niggas gonna get the shit that they really got off their chest. They
Yeah,
gonna be able to get it out. We're all right here, unjudged.
like I got a whole PowerPoint slideshow on this whole shit.
Now, let me. I'm saying put it to the test respectfully.
For
Okay.
sure, for
Now
sure.
these are the judgment which thou shalt set before them if thou buy an Hebrew servant 6 years. Okay, boom. If okay, boom. If man sell his daughter, boom. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. The law injuries to a person. He does one. Oh, you said Exodus 22. Rights and property.
16.
If a man shall steal, okay, boom. All right, for all this matter, boom. The law of crimes against humanity. If a man attacks. Oh, let me see if a man touch a maid that is not okay.
So what the niggas gotta do? Get a document of approval now?
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Well,
I just say based off what I see in the scriptures, you got to get a stamp by either a father or any male figure in that household.
Well, if there ain't none, cause them
wait,
curses.
wait right here. Hold on,
Go
because
ahead. Damn, Miko cut out or is it me?
okay, wait,
Nah, he
y'all can
cut
hear
out.
me?
Yeah,
Yeah, now I
con.
can.
Oh, because I had went out on my shit. So this is categorized in my Bible titled crimes against humanity. So it could be insinuating rape because if you remember, if it's in if Deuter I remember it's another one that talks about rape too, and I'm not sure if that's Deuteronomy. That would be
Deuteronomy
repeated
20.
law.
Yeah, it's
So if
Deuteronomy.
this is talking about if this is talking about crimes against humanity, this could be talking about rape. This could be
See,
talking about
con.
raping a virgin.
And
Now,
this is why you gotta go to the Hebrew real quick. I got you.
uh,
Where is that?
I'm gonna be right back, and I'm gonna check the other.
Yeah, man. Bug out hours, man. But right, when you look at that Hebrew word, see, a lot of Israelites, they just when they look up the definitions, they only show right here the biblical usage and where's it at? Salakia, y'all. And they only show this, right? And they go like right here and they use different areas where it's used. Hold on, Salakia. I don't know how to double draw this shit. Hold on. So